Hello, friends, welcome. And in this video, we'll be discussing the basic difference between classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Though both are the learning theories and have basic theme of learning by conditioning. In classical conditioning, two stimuli are paired. The unconditioned stimuli is paired with the conditioned stimuli. Remember, Pavlov paired meat powder with the sound of the bell, whereas in operant conditioning or the instrumental conditioning, the behavior of the organism and consequent response both are paired. Rats liver pressing as a response. So that behavior is paired with the response of the organism. The second difference is in classical conditioning, the central focus is on eliciting a response from a neutral or a discrete stimulus. What Pavlov's idea was to elicit the salivation from the dog in response to the sound of the bell. Whereas in operant conditioning, the central focus is on the strengthening the already occurring response. If rat has pressed the lever to get the food, then Skinner tried to achieve the a particular response from the rat repeatedly. That is the pressing of the lever for the food. This means in organism that response is already available. The idea through the operant conditioning is to strengthen that response. The third difference is in classical conditioning, response is involuntary and reflexive. The salivation by the dog was not voluntary. That was not under the dog control. That was involuntary and it was reflexive. Whereas in operant conditioning, the responses are voluntary. The rat has to voluntarily press the lever to get the food. And the next difference is in classical conditioning, antecedent stimuli are important in forming an association. Means previously, a stimuli has to be presented to achieve the association or pairing between the two stimuli. Without the unconditioned stimulus, it is not feasible to elicit a response from the organism using the neutral stimulus. Therefore, at onset, there has to be unconditioned stimulus. That is generally also known as antecedent stimulus. Whereas in operant conditioning, consequences are important in forming an association. The consequences of what? The consequences of pressing the lever of response of the organism. The next important difference is the sequence of presentation of stimuli are important. With stimuli, in classical conditioning, we present unconditioned stimulus and conditioned stimulus. So to have a conditioning, the sequence, first the unconditioned stimulus has to be presented, then it has to be conditioned stimulus. But in backward conditioning, a reverse is also possible, but there has to be some sequence to get the desired condition. Operant conditioning does not have a role of sequence of stimuli, but it has a schedule of presentation of reinforcement. The reinforcement is the consequences of the behavior. So what is important is how much time has elapsed to present the next reinforcement, or number of response of the individual are considered before presenting the next reinforcement. In classical conditioning, we go for the chronology of stimuli, whereas in operant conditioning, we go for the scheduling of the reinforcement. The next difference is, in classical conditioning, the conditioned stimulus, that is the sound of the bell, that develops a kind of expectancy in the organism for food. Unconditioned stimulus means the pairing that occurred between the two type of stimuli, that pairing is based upon the kind of expectancy for the unconditioned stimulus. Whereas in operant conditioning, the expectancy is reserved for the reinforcement. Though the nature of reinforcement is very important for the response, but the organism expects after the pressing of lever that there should be some kind of reinforcement. And reinforcement is not the stimuli. In one kind it is, but in particular experiment it is a kind of reward, or maybe negative reinforcement. Remember here one important point. In classical conditioning, there is a development of expectancy in organism for the stimulus only, whereas in operant conditioning, the expectancy is for the reinforcement, not the stimuli. And the next, in classical conditioning, food is a reward, and that precedes expression of the behavior. Means prior to that behavior, the food has to be presented. That is UCS, unconditioned stimulus. Means that reward makes the organism to behave. Where is operant conditioning? Behavior precedes reinforcement. Means prior to getting the reinforcement, prior to getting the reward, the organism has to behave. Whereas in classical conditioning, organism first receives the reward, reinforcement, or the food to behave later. And dear friends, the last difference is that silly one, but it is. Classical conditioning was proposed by the physiologist and psychologist Ivan P. Pavlov in 1897, who was Russian. And operant conditioning was proposed by the radical behaviorist B.F. Skinner in 1938, who was an American. So these were the basic and fundamental differences between the classical conditioning and operant conditioning. I hope you could get it what I wanted to say. Now these are my references just to enhance your deep understanding. Just have a glance at these references. And in the next video, we'll be discussing memory, definition, and meaning. Thank you friends for watching.